What's good, y'all? It's your boy Sean P, the Blunt guy. Hey! And we are back with another, I said another reaction stream. Yes, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. All right, today we will be reacting to King of Lightning. And, you know, King of Lightning is saying some real blasphemous stuff right now. So we're going to have to discuss it, right? We're going to have to discuss it. He says, well, I mean, I haven't watched the video, so maybe the title is a little bit misleading. I don't know. But as per this title, it says, "What if I told you Kaido is the weakest Yonko Luffy will ever fight?" Man, those are fighting words right there in itself. The weakest? Come on, man. The weakest Yonko. We really going through this. The weakest. Well, I don't know. Maybe he has his reasons. Maybe, he really isn't saying Kaido is the weakest, but maybe there's some other point he's trying to make. We don't know. I don't know yet. But we're going to talk about it. But before I talk about it, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if you're not already subscribed, and hit that bell for notifications. Also, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, you know, all the usual, right? And if you're looking for a One Piece community, we have the One Piece Discord and the One Piece Facebook group. All of these will be in the description box below, as well as the link to the video, the King of Lightning video we will be reacting to. Let me check out you guys in the chat. My uncle leaving a thumbs up. Shout out to my uncle. And then we got a new person, new person in the chat. Jose Carlos. Shout out to Jose Carlos. He says, "Hi, welcome to the stream, welcome to the channel. Appreciate you being here, Jose." And then we got Angel's Room saying, "No way Kaido is the weakest Yonko, man, is literally in the strongest age for One Piece, 40 to 60. Look, man, look, this ain't something I think. You know, this ain't something I believe. I personally think Kaido's the strongest of the Yonko, you know, but I don't think they're pretty closely even though, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think any Yonko is beating any other Yonko like mid diff or low diff. So yeah, I don't agree with it, but you know, we're gonna see what King Lightning has to say. Maybe he can change my mind. Now, I think there's some other stuff that's gonna get to that we're about to get into. Angel's Room said, "But what's up?" Hey, bro, I'm good, man. Worked out today, you know, do my workouts. Got a good workout in the day, so I'm feeling good. And the thing is, I really didn't even feel like working out today, you know. But I was like, you know what? Do it. Do it. Don't even think about it. Just do it, you know. And you know, didn't give myself enough time to make any excuses, and I just went and worked out, and it's all good. I'm, you know, body's a little sore, but in a good way, in a feel good way for all you fitness people out there. You know, I know some of y'all who like work out every day or every other day, or y'all work out often through the week. You know, when y'all do work out, it's tiring and exhausting, but it feels good at the end of it. And that's, you know, that's how I feel right now. Angel said, that's great to hear, man. Just do it, like Nike. Exactly. Bro, that's probably one of the best advices I could give anybody. If you got a goal in mind, just get to it. Get to it. If you want to start a YouTube channel, start a YouTube channel. You know, you don't have to. You don't have to start perfectly. You know, like who was I talking to in the Adam? I think Adam. He was asking me about like starting a YouTube channel. I'm like, look, man, the best advice I could give anybody who wants to do this or just anything in general, you just gotta start doing something. You gotta act, right? You gotta act. Start doing videos. They don't have to be perfect. You might not have the best camera. You might not have the best microphone. Start doing videos and then eventually invest and then get better. You know, you start what you want to do and then you improve upon it and do better, right? That's kind of like what I'm trying to do now, you know. Hey, you know, I just started, you know. I mean, it's something I've been planning to do, but after a while, it gets to a point where you just got to do it. You know, you got to stop waiting on everything to be perfect. But that's either here nor there. I don't know why I'm talking about that. About this Kaido, right? About Kaido being the weakest. See, my issue with King of Lightning, right? And it's not really my issue because I don't dislike King of Lightning or anything, right? He's actually one of the early YouTubers that I've started following, and I'm still subscribed to him today. So it's not like I dislike him. I know a lot of people. He makes a lot of hot takes that a lot of people don't really like him for, or you know, they kind of brush him off. And I do think some of his takes are a little out there, right? But you know, I'm not judging him. You know, I'm not knocking him for it. Sometimes I make some crazy takes as well. I know y'all watch me all the time. Sometimes some of my theories or the stuff that I believe might be a little outlandish, right? To y'all. I get it. And I'm not knocking King of Lightning for it. But one thing I know about King of Lightning is he is definitely a Shanks fanboy, right? He is definitely a Shanks fanboy. He thinks Shanks is the strongest. And my issue with that, right? My issue with that, and it's not necessarily, it's with a lot of Shanks fans who always hype Shanks up to be the strongest character based on very little, right? Very little. Like he's done nothing to really prove that he's the strongest Yonko or character in general. You know, a lot of people think he has like the he's like the best hockey user. Might be. I don't know. He might be. Might have been stated somewhere. I don't know. Right? I don't know. But even if he is the best hockey user, that doesn't automatically put him as the strongest character or the strongest Yonko, right? Like he hasn't done anything, or there's no real hype behind him being the strongest. It's just people just he had a couple dope ass moments, like dope ass moments in the story, and people just put him up there for that reason, right? So that's kind of my thing. Angel said, I see what you said, but I guess you deleted it, so I'm gonna just leave it at that. And you said the fans, I guess you mean the Shanks fans. I get it. I don't wanna knock any Shanks fans. I don't wanna like come at them, right? I don't wanna sit here and say, I hate Shanks fans. I don't. I like Shanks myself, right? I'm a fan of of the character as well. He's not my favorite character, but I like Shanks, and I think he's probably one of the most intriguing characters, right? Because we don't know enough about him, right? But he has a lot of influence. He has he has a lot of respect from people. You know what I'm saying? So I do believe Shanks is indeed one of the strongest characters. I'm not knocking that per se. There's nothing to make me believe he's the strongest Yonko, right? And he could be, I don't know. But there's very little to really prove that, to back that up. And I know King of Lightning is definitely a Shanks fan. So for me, I believe. Now I kind of like somebody in the Discord actually submitted this video. That's why I'm actually doing it. If they ain't submitted, I probably wouldn't be doing it because to me it's kind of like it's kind of like an outlandish thing. But like I said, if you guys submit videos to me, I'ma react to them. But I'm like, cause I see who's saying it. I see the person that's saying this, right? It was Stan. Okay, yeah, it was Stan. He said what's up. And I'm just looking at the person who's saying this about Kaido, and that's to me it already kind of I don't want to say it's not as meaningful coming from King of Lightning because he's a Shanks fanboy, and I could see him using this video like Stan even said like he didn't bring up Kaido or he didn't bring up Shanks. But King of Lightning has this, he would kind of try to tear down Kaido just so it boosts up Shanks. Even if he doesn't necessarily mention Shanks, just the fact that he's kind of tearing down Kaido a little bit, it's like indirectly tearing down Shanks or building up Shanks, right? It indirectly proves his point that Shanks is the strongest Yonko. You know what I mean? Him being a Shanks fanboy. So that's kind of, to me, that's why I don't really take him that serious when he's power scaling Yonko or anybody. Anytime something could be compared to Shanks, I can't take him serious with that. You know what I'm saying? I feel as though Kaido being a Yonko, he's heavily compared to Shanks. If I say he's the weakest Yonko, I'm comparing him to, you're comparing him to Shanks as well as Big Mom and Blackbeard too. But still, you're indirectly comparing them with Shanks. You know what I mean? Angel said people really be thinking that weekend Marine Corps is really going to fight another Yonko after already fighting one. Bro, great point. I say that all the time. I say that all the time. That's why that feat never really was that epic to me. It was a great moment. I'm not knocking the Shanks stopping the war moment itself, but a lot of people kind of, to me, they overhype and overrate that moment. You know, because Shanks showed up at the end of a war. He showed up at the end of a grueling war. You know what I'm saying? And Sengoku, you know, looking at the position that he's in, right? Sengoku, the leader of the Marines, the fleet admiral of the Marines, the top dog of the Marines. Shanks shows up and pretty much lays down an ultimatum, right? He says, look, stop fighting. You know, we're going to take Whitebeard and Ace's body. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to leave. But whoever wants to keep fighting can fight me, right? That's pretty much what Shanks said. And Sengoku being the leader of the Marines, right? Whitebeard's side, they was already kind of done. Their leader, Whitebeard, is done. It's like they're like a chicken with their head cut off at this point. But Whitebeard, but the Marines, they still had their leader. So Sengoku kind of realizing the situation, him saying like, look, we just fought a war with one Yonko. That gave us, like, we're hurt right now. We're weakened. Like, our toughest fighters, Akainu, Aokiji, and Kizaru, well, not so much Kizaru, because Kizaru was kind of, he kind of got out the Marine Fort a little, you know, with not much injuries to him. He was a little, you know, untouched right there. So, but yeah, everybody was worn down pretty much. So it wouldn't have made sense to keep fighting. So Sengoku, being the leader, being the person who makes the call for his side of the war, right? He had to like, look, my guys aren't in, we're not in a shape to pretty much fight another Yonko, to fight a whole nother battle. Come on now, that would have been stupid. So Sengoku was smart. He was smart. He was like, look, we could either just let Shanks take the body and go. We already succeeded. We succeeded at what we came here for. The whole purpose of this day was to execute Ace. Not only did we execute Ace, Whitebeard is dead as well. They overachieved, even though they didn't kill Whitebeard. They overachieved. And then what do we gain by fighting another Yonko after we achieve what we was here for? Let them take the bodies and go. We won. There's no reason to have to fight another Yonko, and they would have lost that fight. You would have went to battle with another Yonko when all your guys are pretty much hurt and weakened. You know, they've been fighting all day. It would have been stupid. And Stan said, yeah, I submitted. I already read this comment. Angel said, what Sengoku did was just him being smart instead of be ignorant and acting like he stopped the full power of the Marine. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree 150% with you, Angel. And a lot of people who cannot see that logic. I mean, they're not the brightest people. They're not the brightest bulbs. Like, come on. Like, that's just common logic. Like, just imagine if you did a UFC fight, right? You was in the fight. Let's say you was in the fight. You fought one guy, and this guy took you to your limit. And then some other guy came along like, hey, you better leave or you gonna fight me. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be smart to fight him. That's not a winning battle right there. Especially if that guy is just as tough as the last guy you fought. That wouldn't be smart. That wouldn't be smart. Like, the last guy you fought just pretty much took you to your limit. And now some other guy just as strong as him comes along. The only reason why you would fight that next guy is all ego. That's ego right there. And Sengoku, if he would have kept fighting, that would have just been ego. Because it would have been stupid. Stan says, and by the way, King also dropped a very good video today, too, about Luffy, Joy Boy, Enel, and Emu, how they are connected. Would recommend you watch it too when you want. All right. I mean, maybe I'll check it out. I mean, you can always submit it to me, and I'll if you want me to watch it, submit it to me. You know what I'm saying? Then I'll check it out. Probably not this week, maybe next week, because I already got a video planned for tomorrow. But yeah, if you want me to watch it, submit it to the Discord and the submission channel. And then he said, would recommend you watch it too. Oh yeah, I read that. And the Angel said the only Marines who could have actually done something to red-haired pirates were Kizaru, Aokiji, and Garp because they weren't really weakened. Exactly. No, I agree. But then you also got the other red-haired pirates to worry about. Who's going to fight them? Who's going to fight them? You don't got enough manpower that's fresh to fight the rest of Shank's crew. Like Angel said, only people that was really fresh in the Marine side was Kizaru, Aokiji, and Gart, and that's 3 people. And you still got more crew members to have to keep occupied while you face Shanks and maybe Lucky Roo and Ben Backman, maybe. Like, let's say if it's them 3 that fight. What about the other Shanks pirates? Who's fighting them? Who's fighting them? Right? Like, who's gonna be in good enough shape to fight them? But yeah, so as far as this video though, man, you know, we gonna watch it because maybe King of Lightning has some great points. Maybe he has some great points, but I think it's to me it's just I think it's the Shanks biasness that makes him kind of want to have to devalue Kaido. You know what I'm saying? So, but let's get into this video. Let's not wait any longer. Just, man, I seen enough of King of Lightning to know how to understand how he comes up with some of these conclusions he made. And when it comes to like power scaling comparisons, I don't really like his logic. You know what I'm saying? I don't really rock with his logic because sometimes, a lot of times it's going to be a little biasness in why he came up with that. And I get it. There's a lot of bias in a lot of these power scaling. But, that's why I like to use like feats and actual stuff that we've seen. You know what I mean? Even portrayal, I feel as though could be flawed to a degree because a lot of people say, "Oh, well, such and such is portrayed this way," and it's like that's what you got out of it, right? That's what you got out of it. Portrayal to me could be it's like a relative thing. When people use the word portrayal, like, yeah, that's his portrayal. It's like, no, that's what you've seen in what Oda was trying to convey. But that doesn't necessarily mean that what Oda was conveying. Because people could get portrayal completely different. You can ask 10 people how a certain character is portrayed, and you'll get 10 different answers. You know what I'm saying? But feats, you can't argue feats. You know what I'm saying? You can't argue feats. Let's continue. Or feats, and like I also like to use like some of the what Oda, like when Oda says that the narrator, like I'm not saying the narrator is always 100% accurate as either, but I would trust the narrator over somebody's interpretation of what Oda's trying to portray. But yeah, let's get into this video. Whew. Got them smoothie burps.
Let's soften the blow a little bit first with a nice Sleepy's mattress. And let's just talk about how amazing Kaido has been for a few minutes. For all of the training that Luffy did with his Rio Haki, Kaido's damage threshold was so high, or his HP bar was so long, 15 different bars, he was able to bounce back from everything Luffy could do. This dude Kaido even took Law's Gamma Knife, and took Killer Scyther Sonic, and took Kid's Super Mario Slam, like whatever. And this man was marching through all the same. When you think about this dude beforehand fighting against the Scabbard, think about what he.
I was about to say. That's why I let it play, because I was like, I think he's about to say it. I was about to say, you can't just sit there and ignore the fact that this man was fighting them Scabbards even before the supernova even came to the roof. My man Kaido was getting it in with them Scabbards. You know, they was jumping him, and he was still just like, whoa. He was still up and going, boy. My boy Kaido a tank. And the thing about Kaido that I see kind of differently compared to maybe some other characters that we've seen, Kaido just takes attacks. You know, Kaido just takes them. He hardly ever dodges. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't dodge. I would think Shanks probably dodges in fights. You know, Kaido doesn't. You know, even Big Mom, I think, has dodged attacks to some degree, or at least blocked them. You know, like she's blocked attacks. But Kaido just lets you hit him. He's kind of like Kenpachi from Bleach. And I think that's probably his biggest weakness, because let's say if Kaido actually did dodge attacks and all that stuff, bro, come on, I don't think nobody taking Kaido. If Kaido actually avoided damage, bro, I don't know who. I think Kaido would be the strongest character. You know what I'm saying? Because Kaido just lets you wear him down. You know, he doesn't really dodge that often. And somebody who doesn't dodge, they're a lot easier to wear down because they're just letting you hit them. You know what I'm saying? So if Kaido start dodging attacks and blocking them and all that, bruh, I think Kaido probably would definitely, if he's not the strongest character, he definitely would be the strongest, in my opinion. Angel said, to me, this man can't accept the fact that Luffy is going to be considered equal to a Yonko in strength, so he wanted them to all be stronger than Kaido. That would actually make sense as well, right? Like, and then my thing is, cause going by the title of this video, it says, "What if I told you Kaido is the weakest Yonko Luffy will ever fight?" So that implies that he's going to fight all the Yonko, and Kaido's just going to be the easiest, right? Kaido's going to be the weakest, but I don't think that's going to be the case. I don't know if he's going to. I kind of don't believe he's going to fight Shanks, you know, because I kind of think Shanks is going to die. I think Blackbeard might kill Shanks before Luffy get to him, and I think it would be kind of like a poetic justice type thing to where Luffy never gets to fulfill that promise to return the Straw Hat to Shanks. Like, remember they made that deal? It was like Shanks was like, return this hat to me when you're a strong pirate, right? When you're a capable pirate, right? And then we're gonna get Luffy, who finally arrives at that point, and he won't be able to return the hat to Shanks because Blackbeard, right? But yeah, so I don't think Luffy's gonna fight Shanks. I don't even really fully believe that he's gonna fight Big Mom. And if he does fight Big Mom at that point, I think he's gonna be strong enough to 1v1 Big Mom, where he couldn't 1v1 Kaido, right? So I think he's gonna be able to. Well, I mean, he is 1v1 Kaido now, but Kaido, you gotta look. Kaido also fought a lot of people up to this point. But if he clashes, he could clash with Big Mom and Albath, but I don't think it's gonna be as tough a fight as Kaido, though. You know. But let's continue.
he's going through now with Luffy, this man took the overcon gun and muscled through. Kaido has taken, I think it's very safe to say, he has taken the most damage out of any One Piece character in the verse by far, and he is still kicking booty. Kaido's insane. This man Kaido himself can destroy mountains and islands with his blast breath. That one blast breath in 1045, that point blank shot, no, that is a absolutely gargantuan blast breath that would cover the vast majority, if not the entirety of Onigashima in a single blast breath. Then the man himself has insane speed, like 1001, when he is doing the Thunder Bagua, and Luffy, while using Future Sight, could barely dodge that Thunder Bagua. Kaido himself pulled out the Future Sight and was dodging Luffy's Gear 4 Snake Man. He was timing that in his thieving drunk form. It's kind of...
That's probably like one of the few times you're gonna see Kaido dodge. And I think he was just dodging just to show Luffy that he could dodge. Cause I remember, I think that was the chapter where Kaido was like, look, I could do everything you could do, right? Like I could do that whole little, you know how Luffy does the Jet Cameron and stuff, and then Kaido pretty much copy Luffy, and then you're like, oh, you got Future Sight? I could do that too. Like it was just Kaido just showing he could. But other than that, Kaido doesn't really dodge that often. You know, like I'm not saying he never dodges, but it's like, you know, usually he'll let you connect and, you know, keep going, get right back up. Like, okay, whatever. Hit me again, bro. Hit me again. Let's go. You said Kaido, he says, Angel says Kaido was also doing them flame clouds while fighting. Kaido was also drunk while dodging. Bro, I mean, come on, man. Come on, man. What is this man talking about? Let's go.
Kind of crazy considering how big Kaido is, how fast he can move while he's interchanging between these crazy hybrid forms. The man has phenomenal raw strength on top of his already insane durability and endurance. He has lightning attacks, he has fire attacks, he has wind attacks. The man has it all. Kaido truly has been extraordinary in this arc. Extraordinary. So what if I told you, given all of these extraordinary feats and things that Kaido has done over the past like 40 chapters, 45 chapters, what if I told you that Kaido is ultimately the weakest Yonko that Luffy will face in One Piece?
Stop the cap. Nah, man, you know that's cap. That's cap. But let's continue. Let's let him talk. You know, that's cap though. That's cap. Let's continue though. Let's continue.
That is crazy.
That's a mighty big pill to swallow. That's a horse pill. It's like you're trying to swallow a freaking avocado seed straight up. Woo! That's crazy. I can understand why. Because given what we've seen so far, given the lore, Kaido being the weakest Yonko that Monkey D will ever face in the series doesn't really make much sense. So let me explain in full detail, because obviously what I mean here is for the future after this arc is over, for like the next hurdles of Yonko. Because right now, I believe that Kaido is actually pretty damn powerful. I think he's...
And I kind of agree with you, Angel. Not like thinking about what you're saying when you said, to me, this man can't accept the fact that Luffy is going to be considered equal to a Yonko in strength. So like when you said that, it made me think, right? Because when you look at it from a anime trope standpoint, right, where it's like the next bad guy, right, the next main antagonist tends to be stronger than the last, right? When you look at it from that standpoint. But right now we're fighting Kaido, so and if you're one person to that believes that Luffy is going to fight each Yonko and that it's going to get harder, and Kaido being the first would make him the weakest. By that logic, I can see where you're coming from, but I don't think that type of logic really applies to One Piece. I think every fight has its own challenges, right? Each fight has its own challenges. Enel, let's take Enel for example. Enel is a character that any other character would have had probably lost to. They probably would have lost to most other characters, especially pre-time skip. That's not like a Admiral or a Yonko commander, right? But any other character that's not at those levels, they probably would have lost to Enel or would have had a very tough time, right? But Luffy was able to beat him. You know what I'm saying? Without Haki, without Gear 2, without without any power-ups, any of the power-ups that we've seen him get over time, significant power-ups, right? But Luffy was able to beat Enel, but somebody with Haki, that's not Luffy would probably still have trouble with Enel right now because Enel is just that much of a problem, but it's a matchup thing, right? So you could have Luffy get or beat Kaido and then have somebody he fights somebody weaker later, weaker than Kaido at least, like after Kaido he fights somebody that's weaker than Kaido, but they just pose a tougher matchup with Luffy. You know what I'm saying? Like that can also be the case too, but again, like we don't know if he's going to fight all of the Yonko, like there's a possibility that he doesn't fight all of the Yonko. I don't think he needs to fight Big Mom. I know a lot of people think he will fight Big Mom and Elbaf, and Big Mom may be Elbaf. She has the history and the roots, right? But I don't even think he has to fight Big Mom. I kind of don't want him to fight Big Mom, right? Like he already went to Whole Cake Island, which was an arc pertaining to Big Mom. She was the antagonist, even though she wasn't an antagonist that he fought, right? And then we also see Big Mom get beat by Kid in Law, right? In Wano. So do I want to see Big Mom get beaten again? I don't know. I don't think so. Me personally, I don't want to. But I know a lot of people think he will because remember, even Luffy himself said, after I beat Kaido, I'm coming to beat you, to Big Mom. But again, they may fight, but it may not be that big of a fight. It may not be like what we're seeing now with Luffy and Kaido. It may not get to that level, right? If they do fight, Shanks, I'm not sure if I don't know if I personally believe he's going to fight Shanks, Blackbeard, I do believe he's going to have to fight Blackbeard. But look, again, Blackbeard has multiple devil fruits. He might even get an extra one. So that's going to even make him even stronger. So, and he's probably going to fight dirty too. So there's all that stuff. Angel's Room said, there's nothing this man can't tell me to make me believe this. Kishimoto kept trying to make Naruto and Sasuke the underdogs in their fights. I think Oda plans to make Zoro and Luffy fight equal. I think at this point Luffy not going to be much of an underdog, honestly. And then he said, an antagonist doesn't need to be stronger than the MC to be good. That is true. Goro from One Punch Man is a good example of antagonist being weaker than the main character, but still enjoyable. Yeah, everybody is weaker than Saitama though. In One Punch Man, everybody's weaker. Like any villain. But I do agree, Goro is definitely like one of my favorite anime villains. Like especially when it comes to One Punch Man, that's like one of my favorite characters right there in general. Him, I like my favorite characters in One Punch Man is probably Metal Bat and Goro and I kind of like the old dude. I forget the old dude name. He's like the martial artist. He's like one of the top 5. I think he's like 2 or 3 in the S class. Like them. But yeah, Metal Bat probably one of my favorites though. I also like what's his name that's always with Saitama, the cyborg. Him I can't remember his name. Stan says Bang. Yeah, Bang is who I'm talking about with the old guy. But what's the cyborg's name? Who's always who's like follows Saitama? Damn, I can't remember his name. Genos. Yeah, Genos. Exactly. Appreciate it. But let's continue.
Number 2 in the verse at this point in time. And I would say for sure in the past, the weakest Yonko in the pre-time skip was Whitebeard, without a doubt. After seeing Big Mom and Kaido, yeah, without a doubt, he is the weakest Yonko. But I digress. Here's the first point I have to say. And I'm pretty sure you already know exactly what I'm going to say. Number 1, Shanks exist.
Exactly. That's exactly what I'm talking about right there. So this is what I was talking about, Stan. Exactly. His number one reason. His number one reason is Shanks exists. Like that's not even a logical reason right there. So pretty much what he's telling us is the number one reason that Kaido is not the strongest is because his Shanks fanboyism. That's what he's telling us. That's what he's telling us right now. Is number one reason why Kaido is not the strongest is because, or was that number 2? It was either 1 or 2. It might have been 2. I don't remember. But yeah, because Shanks exists. What? That's not an argument right there. That's not an argument, bro. Like, I'm just saying. Shanks has never proven to be the strongest character or Yonko or anything. You can't use a fact, and your fact is pretty much just an opinion. Like it's like, I don't want to say a fact, but you can't like use evidence that's not like, evidence has to be factual, right? Evidence has to be factual. That's not factual evidence. Nothing shows that Shanks is the strongest character or the strongest Yonko. Nothing. You know, any reason you want to use Shanks as being the strongest is all fan canon hype. That's all it is. Because Shanks has shown nothing to why he's the strongest. Even if he has the best hockey, it doesn't mean, and that's not even like, I don't know. Maybe that was said in SBS. Somebody told me it was in SBS. So if it was in SBS, then yeah, I'll give credits to it. You know, if Oda said it himself. But even then, it doesn't make. Let me stop getting worked up. I'm gonna let him continue though. Angel said, but in my opinion, equals fighting have more suspense than the persons who's clearly stronger fighting a weaker person. A good example is Sasuke versus Naruto, Majin Vegeta versus Goku. Hold on, let me read that again. It said, but in my opinion, fighting have more suspense when they're equal. Yeah, I agree. I think that's pretty true. I mean, I don't think that's something you could really argue with. Stan says, well, remember Kaido's words to Luffy, hockey trumps all. He says hockey transcends all, but hockey isn't the only thing, is what I'm saying. Like, because you got to understand, Kaido still has hockey as well. All these Yonko, just because they have devil fruits, they still know hockey. You know what I'm saying? So if I have a ridiculously overpowered devil fruit and I have a good grasp, if I'm like a master in hockey, even if I'm not the best, but I'm just really good at it, and all you're good at is hockey, like, you may be the best, but I have more going for me. So all I'm saying is it's not the only thing. It's not the only factor. I get what you're saying, but it's not the only factor. It's a factor in a fight. You know, you still gotta win the fight. You know. But I get what you're saying. That's just it doesn't prove though. It doesn't. It just because Kaido said that doesn't automatically put Shanks as the strongest character. You know what I'm saying? It's like if me and you play basketball, or you're you're 5 times better than me at shooting threes, but I'm better than you at every other aspect. I can still beat you. I can still beat you. Stan says still not stated that he has the strongest hockey. Just one of those dumb Oda said myths. Yeah, I don't know if Oda said that. I'll have to see it. I haven't looked before the stream, so I don't have the reference. So if somebody knows where Oda said that, y'all send it to me. But yeah. He really sat there and said that like he dropped the bomb. Like I'm gonna rewind that. I'm gonna rewind that because he really sat there and said that like he said something. And I like King of Lightning, but come on now.
This point I have to say, and I'm pretty sure you already know exactly what I'm gonna say. Number one, Shanks exist.
Bruh, my man really said that like he said something. Let's continue.
On those giant Super Mario blocks. Yes, Shanks exist, and you people by now should know my stance on Shanks. But if you don't, in case you don't know, Shanks to me,
his stance, his opinion. Again, let's use facts, okay? We gotta use facts, all right? I can't go along with your argument if your argument is built on your opinion of a different character. You know what I'm saying? I can't really. It's not a strong argument to me. You know what I mean? And there's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with it. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with that, but it's just, you know. Let's continue. Glizzy. Angel said Glizzy Gladiator. I'm sorry, but Shanks fans being, and look, I'm not saying all Shanks fans, but a lot of Shanks fans are annoying, bro. They're like, just like a lot of Zoro fans, and I'm a Zoro fan. I'm a fan of Zoro, but it's like some Zoro fans are annoying too. Y'all let y'all fandom just kind of cloud y'all judgment. You know what I'm saying? But let's continue. I gotta let him make his point.
is the modern version of Gold D. Roger, meaning that under the sun, in the world of One Piece, there is no equal to that of red hair Shanks.
See, all I hear him doing is just making a bunch of assumptions with nothing to actually back it up. Like, that's kind of what I hear. I hear assumptions, no actual backing to it. You know, like just all fan assumptions and no actual, like, to sit here and say somebody is indeed the strongest, you gotta have something to back it up other than your own personal feeling behind it. Like, that's all I'm saying. At least with Kaido, like when I sit here and argue Kaido being the strongest in the verse, I have something to back my argument up. You know what I'm saying? Such as the narrator saying these things, pretty much saying if it's said that always bet on Kaido in 1-on-1. He's said to be the world's strongest creature. Like, these are things that are backed by the narrator. When I look at the narrator, I look at the person who's speaking pretty much for Oda. He's pretty much telling us about the world for Oda. And I know a lot of people could sit here and argue like, oh, well, he didn't say that that always bet. He said that that's what it's said to always bet on Kaido. Either way, if the world of One Piece all say the same thing to always bet on Kaido, there has to be some something behind that, right? There has to be something behind that. Now, I could be wrong that Kaido's the strongest, but again, I'm using story evidence. I'm using stuff that's actually built in the story that points to that. He's just using pure fan canon. He's just using pure fan canon. I haven't heard one fact yet. I haven't heard one actual fact yet. Angel said Shanks really became a Yonko 6 years ago. Yeah, that's true. You know, and I'm not knocking Shanks' strength. Again, I'm not, trying to say that Shanks can't be the strongest. I could be wrong. I'll more than welcome to be wrong. But at the same time, I'm using story evidence. He's using fan canon. That's all I'm saying. Stan says, I don't rely on the narrator very often because if you remember, the narrator also stated that Luffy is the 5th Yonko, but we knew at the time that Luffy is not on that level, so don't trust the narrator much. Well, that's kind of a different thing, right? Like because if I recall, he was more so telling what was going on about how the news, and even then, I'm gonna trust the narrator over a fan using their fan canon to prove to me something that has not really been portrayed in the story. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's all I'm saying. Like, I'm not saying the narrator is 100% perfect, but I would trust his word over the word of a fan. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's watching it just like I'm watching it. I'm not saying the narrator isn't flawed or ain't perfect. So, but yeah. And if you don't trust him, that's fine. I'm not telling you to trust the narrator, but I'm gonna trust the narrator more than King of Lightning telling me Shanks is the strongest character. Yeah, Angel Room said no, it was Big News Morgan who said that, not the narrator. Yeah, and that's kind of what I was telling Stan. Like, Big News Morgan put it in the newspaper, and the narrator was pretty much it. If I remember correctly, because y'all be pulling moments, and I have to recall them in the middle of a stream, so it's kind of tough to accurately recall these things. But if I remember correctly, Big News Morgan put it in the newspaper, and the narrator was pretty much narrating what was being told in the story at that point. I think, of course, the story told us obviously that that he isn't the Yonko, but the story also told us that he isn't really a Yonko. You see what I'm saying? In a state where when the narrator is sitting here saying such and such is can do certain things, and there's nothing to really disprove that, I'm gonna take the narrator's word over somebody just telling me that the narrator was wrong. Angel said, true, but the narrator also stated that Kaido won versus Luffy when CP0 interfered with the fight, but we know that Luffy is not defeated. Well, Luffy lost that scuffle. He's like, he lost that round, and then he came back. Like, he did lose though. He did lose. He just came back. You could lose a fight and come back to the fight. It's like if I knock you out, right, and then I go to my house, I beat you. But then if you come to my house like after you wake up and then ask me for another fight, that doesn't mean I didn't beat you already. It just means I didn't kill you, and then you still alive and you won another fight. Same for Big Mom with Law and Kid. Yes, she is defeated, but not for good. Well, she hasn't returned, so you can't say the narrator was wrong with that. Has she returned yet, Stan? Has she returned? Because if she hasn't returned, he ain't lying. And she is beaten. Even if she does come back, she still is beaten. You know what I'm saying? If she came back right after the narrator said that, then I could probably give that to you. But she was out of the game. They're over there resting, chilling, and doing other stuff. So she comes back like 20 minutes later. Come on now. Come on, Stan. Like you come on, bro. Come on, bro. Come on. What are you talking about, man? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? You can't use the Big Mom situation to disprove the narrator when Big Mom has not even returned yet. She at least has to return before you could use that situation to prove your point. Oh man, he says, come on, Big Mom's not going to be beaten by Acme nukes. Bro, she has not returned. She's not here yet. What are you arguing? What are you saying? What are you saying? See, this is what I'm talking about. You're using something that you wouldn't have believed to take away from what is actually happening in the story. Big Mom's out. She's been gone for a while now. You gotta accept it. You gotta accept it. And I'm pretty sure she probably will bounce back soon, but she hasn't yet. And even if she does bounce back, at this point, she lost that fight. She's been gone long enough to have lost that fight. At least that round. You know, she could come back for another fight. Yes, she can. But she still lost the previous one. And there's nothing wrong with that because she lost against 2 Supernova. Bro, like, this is not even like it's not even like she lost in a bad way. She lost against 2 Supernova. Angel said, Stan Luffy coming back after the narrator said he lost is what you call plot armor. If their goal was to push her off the skull, then I guess they won in their book. Exactly. They did what they needed to do. They accomplished their goal. They won. And then Stan says, even if she is not, we know how strong she is. Yeah, I agree. I'm not arguing how strong Big Mom is though. I'm not arguing. I'm not arguing that. I'm just saying she lost the fight. There's nothing wrong. It's nothing wrong with admitting the truth. I'm not crazy with how I'm not the biggest fan of how she lost, but she did. And she's still not back. At this point, that's an L. Like the only way I don't accept it as an L, if let's say, you know, like when Kaido knocked Luffy off of the knocked him into the water. Like, just imagine if nobody was there to save Luffy. He'd been dead. He would have lost the fight. He was already presumably dead, but his devil fruit saved him. Plot armor. He lost that fight as well. You know what I mean? Big Mom, she's been down long enough. Now, if they would have did their attack, and then she got up like literally a minute later, I'll give that to you. I would give that to you that she didn't lose that. But she been down for, bro, they've been resting. She's been down so long that they just been resting and chilling and like, hey, let's heal up and then let's help. Bro, Big Mom lost, man. I'm sorry. She did. Angel said me and Bluff had the same argument a few weeks ago. Yeah, I think we did. Let's continue though.
That is my personal stand.
Hey man, it's all love with Stan. I know y'all know I'm not. If y'all watching, I'm not arguing with Stan, and I know Stan knows this as well. I'm not arguing with him. I just, we get passionate over here. We get passionate. That's just how it is.
Stance. I could be wrong, but given the hype, given the lore, given Kaido's own top 5, in the last chapter, Kaido himself talking about how hockey can surpass all. I'm willing to bet that part of that is because this man Shanks was a little bit OD when he pulled on up and actually shut down Yonko Kaido from going to Marineford before arriving himself to...
Oh my God. Why do people bring that up? Like, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened. All right? Y'all gotta stop with this narrative that Shanks stopped Kaido. Like, he did stop Kaido. We don't know how he stopped Kaido. But for some reason, there's this narrative going around that Shanks fans specifically, love to try to use as this evidence to support Shanks being the strongest character, or at least Yonko. Y'all love to use this idea that Shanks beat Kaido. Like, Shanks stopped Kaido by beating him or something. We don't know. Honestly, I think the more rational, the more realistic, the more likely scenario that happened, seeing that Shanks and his crew came to Marineford with not a scratch on them, is Shanks went to go talk to Kaido. He went to go talk to Kaido, and he probably what's the word? He negotiated with Kaido. He's like, look, don't go to Marineford. I got some alcohol or whatever. It was a negotiation. It was a negotiation. Matter of fact, when we looked at that flashback, I think it was in 1015 or 16, one of the last recent episodes, right? Where, you know, Kaido says like, oh, well, Shanks, because, you know, how Kaido sounded, it was like Shanks just left, right? Shanks just left Onigashima, and he was like, well, since we got a lot of time now, you know what I'm saying? Since Shanks showed up and now I got a lot of time, I'm not going to Marineford. Might as well go deal with Yamato myself. This was like after Ace died, and I think, and Kaido pretty much like, yeah, well, since Red Hair left, might as well go deal with Yamato. Well, I don't think this is probably like I don't know. This probably was hours after Shanks left, like or days. I don't really know when Shanks met with Kaido compared to when he got the Marineford, you know, or when Marineford started. But Kaido didn't have any injuries either. You know, Kaido didn't have no bandages. Like, he didn't, you know, he had no injuries. Even like, let's say even if they fought like 2 days ago from that moment, Kaido probably would have still had some noticeable injuries or like some bandages. Same with Shanks. But neither of them had injuries. So I don't think they were fighting. You know what I mean? Angel said, just jokes though. Probably just had a discussion. Yeah, I think that's pretty much what happened. They just talked. But this idea, a lot of people want to say like, oh, well, Shanks beat Kaido. Like, we don't know what happened. We don't know what happened right there. Let's continue.
Stop the war. That being said, I put Shanks at the numero uno because his portrayal is just too damn high. But moving away from Shanks, I gotta focus on.
I feel like everything they always what people like to say about portrayal when it comes to Shanks, I could disprove that very easily. I could dismantle most of that. It maybe except like the hockey part. Like, I get it. He might have the strongest hockey. He might. I don't know.
On Blackbeard and then Big Mom. So Blackbeard, I think, by the time he does fight against Luffy, will be stronger than any other character in the series outside of potentially Shanks and potentially big maybe, who knows, it's possible, but I'm not too sure, of course, Emu.
Oh my goodness. Bro, the Shanks wink is serious, bro. The Shanks wink is serious. I love how he said, yeah, Blackbeard's gonna be the most powerful except for Shanks. No, bro, no. At the end of the series, Blackbeard is gonna be the strongest enemy of Luffy besides maybe Emu. Besides Emu, not Shanks. Not Shanks. Stop this winking. Stop this wink. Not Shanks. It's probably going to be Emu. At this point, Blackbeard is going to be the strongest Yonko at the end. And I actually agree with that aspect. That he's going to be the strongest Yonko at the end of the series. Especially if he gets a third devil fruit, like I kind of predict, or I kind of theorize. I theorize that, you know, Blackbeard's going to have a third devil fruit. You know, and that's not even saying maybe he doesn't have a third. If he doesn't have a third devil fruit, then I think there might be something special about the Yami Yami no Mi. Kind of like when we found out about the Gummo Gummo no Mi being the Hito Hito Nika, right? So no, at that point, Blackbeard gonna be stronger than Shanks. Come on now, stop using your wink to just say. And this is low-key why I kind of didn't want to do this. This is low-key why I like King of Lightning, but anytime it pertains to Shanks or anything that you could predict is going to have Shanks in it, I don't, it's like, oh, it hurts my head because I don't want to. And I like Shanks, but I hate the Shanks wink, bro. I hate that. I hate that. Like, it gets annoying and tiring after a while. Because people just do it unjustifiably. It's like, oh my goodness, stop. I always gotta hear stuff with like Shanks stopping Kaido at Marineford, or Shanks stopping the war at Marineford. And it's like, y'all don't even take into account for no nuance to the situation. Y'all just say stuff. And it just makes sense in your head. Cause y'all don't look at the nuances. Oh man, I'm sorry, y'all. It's just, this is why they. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just this type of stuff just kind of annoys me. It's like one thing about One Piece that annoys me. It's like people who just. Oh man. Anyway. Sorry, y'all. I gotta breathe, man. Just. Angel said, bro, this man is portrayed to be as strong as a sick Whitebeard. That's it. For real, like that, bro, that's literally the only clash we've seen of him, right? And okay, let's say Shanks is the strongest. What does it say about Shanks if Mihawk stopped fighting him because he lost an arm, and to him he ain't went like losing an arm kind of does nerf you to a degree, you know, like you're not going to be as strong with one arm as you are with two. So Shanks is nerfed. Let's just admit that. That's not to say he's weak, but he's nerfed with one arm, you know. And if Mihawk before the one arm, they were rivals, pretty much you could say they was on par with each other, and then Shanks lost his arm. I can make the argument Mihawk is the strongest character. If you want to say if he thinks Shanks is the strongest character, I would say Mihawk has been probably portrayed to be even stronger than Shanks. If we just gonna say some stupid stuff, how about let's just say some stupid stuff based off of portrayal? What do we know about Mihawk and Shanks? We know they were rivals, and when Shanks lost his arm, Mihawk was like, "Look, man, I ain't gonna fight no one-armed dude," because Mihawk looked at him as a lesser being. So if we gonna say just anything, if we just gonna say stuff out our ass, then how about let me say that Mihawk stronger than any other Yonko, since we just talking out our ass. Oh man. Angel said, but what was pre-time skip? So who know about now? It would be like me saying Shanks portrayed Blackbeard to be strong as Yonko before even getting his devil fruit, because he gave him exactly like. What about Shanks and the Sea King, huh? How Shanks loses his arm to a weak ass Sea King that Luffy knocked out a couple years later? Didn't Shanks? Why did his hockey help him then? Oh! Y'all gonna tell me this whole I'm a bet on the new generation stuff? Look, and look, I look again. Nuances, right? Like that whole situation with Shanks getting his arm taken, it was a nuanced situation. Yes, Shanks could have beat that Sea King, but if we're going to take things as face value, with not accounting for like the nuances of the situation, if we're going to do that, then we got to do that with every situation, right? We got to do that with every situation. So we got to take in consideration the whole Sea King and Shanks situation, or encounter, right? And again, facts, bro. Use facts, but you know, at the same time, you gotta look at each situation that you're gonna use and be like, look, you know, why did it happen like this? Like, what are the other factors that influence this situation to go that way? You know what I mean? Angel said, calm down, Bluff, watch the vid. Hey man, I'm sorry, but this stuff irks me. It irks me when people just use just like this lazy ass logic to make crazy assumptions. All right, let's go.
And that's it. In my mind, for Blackbeard, the real question isn't if he'll be that strong, but it's how he'll be that strong. Like, what exactly would he have to actually make him that powerful to where he's like in the top 3 guaranteed of the verse at that point in time. And surprisingly, there's actually a lot more options than you would first think. Number 1, of course, being Haki. Blackbeard himself did actually send Luffy's Haki way back when and impelled down. So when you think about his powers, you have two top class Devil Fruit powers. Whitebeard's power, which is legendary in terms of what it can destroy and its raw power. And then the Yami Yami fruit, which is the most like devastating Logi ability that can even shut down other different powers itself. Yeah, if you combine those 2 powers with some pretty damn good Haki, then that is a good way for Blackbeard to be one of the top 3 guys in the verse without a doubt. If BB has Conqueror's Haki Infusion on top of, let's say, a Gura Gura no Mi punch, ooh, oh, that's a lot of damage. And no flex tape can fix that, especially if he does a Kurozu to drag you in to that Gura Gura Conqueror's Haki infused punch. Ooh, yeah. So Haki plus those 2 powers is very scary. But a lot of folks want Blackbeard to have not 2 powers, 3 abilities. So a 3rd Devil Fruit, whether he actually gets it or already has it, i.e. the Cerberus ability that folks want to say he has, potentially. If that's Blackbeard, he has 3 Devil powers. 1 Logia, 1 Paramesa, and 1 Zoan. Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, that's been one of my like longest theories, man, when it came to Blackbeard. I think he's gonna get, and that's kind of why I like the idea of him trying to take Kaido's Devil Fruit. If he gets the, so he'll have the strongest Logia being the Yami Yami no Mi, if that is indeed the strongest Logia. I mean, I think he said it, so to him it is, that's what he believes. So he got the Logia he wanted, right? And then we have the strongest Promethea, the one that said to have the power to give the wielder the power to destroy the world. You know what I mean? That's gonna be the Gura Gura no Mi, right? So all you need left is the strongest zone. And to me, I mean, okay, I don't know. Like, the thing with zones is, it's so many ways you could go with that, right? There's so many zones out there that you could use. Like, if there is a Cerberus Devil Fruit, like a zone to me would make sense why he can eat 2 other Devil Fruits. You know what I'm saying? But if it's something to do with his body and he doesn't have his own already, then maybe he'll get one. And I think having a Dragon Devil Fruit, you know what I mean? Or even, maybe Marco's. I could see Marco's as well, just because it's like he can heal and it makes him it'll make Blackbeard damn near immortal if he got somebody like Marco's. You know what I'm saying? Because he'll just be able to regenerate, right? And just imagine he could regenerate with like black flames. That'd be pretty dope. Like, if instead of the blue flames like Marco, he could use his Yami Yami no Mi and make them flames black. That'd be ridiculous. He'd be flying with these black flames, throwing some tremor balls or whatever, starting earthquakes. That'd be ridiculous. But I think Kaido's Devil Fruit probably would make the most sense as a Logia. It's like probably the most powerful zone that we've seen so far, at least. Maybe Sengoku, I guess, because he has the well, I mean, now that we know Luffy's, like, I think Luffy's, Sengoku's, and maybe Kaido's are probably, you could say, the top 3 zones that we've seen so far. And I don't think he'll get Luffy's, right? Because that'd probably kill Luffy from what we know how Devil Fruits work, from what we know. That would kill Luffy if he takes Luffy's. But yeah, so at least probably Sengoku and Kaido. I like Kaido because the fact that Blackbeard has Gecko Moria with him, it would make more sense for him to eventually clash with Kaido, just to have Gecko Moria there as well, who doesn't like Kaido. But again, that's my own fan canon. And Sengoku, I don't know how, like, I don't know. I mean, I guess Sengoku might actually be the easiest because Sengoku's kind of retired. So if Blackbeard went after him, Sengoku might not even be prepared or expecting it, right? And that catch Sengoku off guard. But I also have another theory about the Yami Yami no Mi being kind of like the brother, the twin fruit of the Gumu Gumu no Mi, right? To where you think it's a Logia, just like we thought the Gumu Gumu no Mi was a Promisia, but the Gumu Gumu no Mi turns out to be a zone, the Hito Hito no Mi, and I would think that could apply to Blackbeard's Yami Yami, and it could in fact be a Hito Hito no Mi moon god type, right? So if that's the case, that means he would technically have Logia in a, or no, he'll have a Promisia in a zone and not a Logia. So that would mean he would need a Logia if he's going to get a trifecta of the 3 types of devil fruits. But yeah, let's continue.
Yeah, all he has to do is master those fruits, and then God forbid if he can have his Gura Gura and his Yami Yami awaken. If they have, he'd have a Paramecia, a Logia, and a Zoan awakening. All 3 awakenings? No. If he ever gets to that stage, then he is absolutely top 1 the verse. But then also another idea here would be the idea of somehow, some way, Rox D. Sebek is actually inhabiting Blackbeard's body, because we still don't know what exactly makes.
Yeah, I agree with him on this. You know, like I said, I don't dislike King of Lightning. You know, I don't dislike his takes. It's just anytime Shanks is involved in the discussion, the logic of the discussion tends to go out the window. Like that's all I'm saying. You know, he can make some great takes, but sometimes when you throw Shanks in there, and that's kind of, I already predicted that before watching this video. When you throw Shanks in there, sometimes the logic just goes out the window.
Makes Blackbeard atypical. There's a lot of theories out there that Sebek is actually taking over Blackbeard's body whenever it's nighttime or it's daytime, something like that. So Blackbeard himself, he's aight, but Sebek, when he pulls up, he is otherworldly when it comes to power. He is too damn studly. I do have Sebek in my top 5 of all time over Kaido. I definitely do. So if Sebek pulls up with otherworldly powers inside of Black,
this is what I'm talking about. We haven't seen anything from Sebek. Anything. And I will admit myself that I could see that Sebek might have been stronger than Kaido. Like Zebek's prime is probably a lot stronger than Kaido. I actually kind of agree with that, but it's like we really don't have enough to really say that for sure, you know. But he kind of says it like he's just so sure about it, and it's like, But I'm not gonna harp on that too much, because I could kind of understand why he would think that, and in a way I do kind of agree with it as well, even though with the lack of evidence. But still, again, to say that so confidently is like, we don't know. We don't know if Sebek was strongest. Could it have been? Probably. But you know, we haven't seen one iota of a fight. You know what I mean? And him and his crew lost to Garp and Roger. From what we know. Again, we don't know we don't know the full context of what happened in God's Valley. But from what we know, you know, or from how the story's told, and from what we know is Garp and Roger fought against the Rock's pirates. You know, not just Sebek and Whitebeard, not just Sebek and Big Mom, not just Sebek and one of his other crew. The whole crew. At least that's what we know. We don't know if that's how it was for sure. You know, so I'm not going to sit here and push this idea that it was a 2 on like 6 or 7. It could have been though, and that's kind of how the story was told. You know what I mean? So if that's true, if Sebek lost to Garp and Sebek and his crew lost to Garp and Roger, that kind of makes me lose a little points for Sebek, because it's like, bro, you lost. You had help with you and you still lost against Roger and Garp. You know what I mean? But again, we don't know the full context of what happened in God's Valley, so I don't really want to harp on that too much.
Blackbeard's body, who already has 2 different powers, then yeah, fine. Blackbeard, I think, at that point in time, will be stronger for sure than Kaido. So it makes sense, ultimately speaking, for Blackbeard to be stronger than Kaido, because Blackbeard is actually a good pick for the final villain of the entire series.
I agree with that. That's so far, that's probably one of the few arguments against Kaido that I agree with. You know, but I've always agreed with that. I've always agreed that the only 2 people who I could see posing more of a challenge than Kaido is going to be Blackbeard and Eam, if Eam is indeed a fighter and can fight. But yes, I agree. I do think Blackbeard is looking like an end goal villain, right? So I agree. You know. So, but yeah, Angel's Room said, watch the vid. What? We only the name of this guy, not even his appearance. Yeah, I mean, we don't know much about Rocks to be speaking so factually about him. You know. Let's continue.
But I think a lot of folks already understand this, where the final villain in the series probably has to be stronger than someone like Kaido. Makes a lot of sense. But Big Mom, though, that's an interesting one. Honest to God, it is. Because after seeing the Big Mom versus Law fight featuring Kid, aka Mid, I think most folks are pretty convinced now that she's not done. There's a good chance that Big Mom is going to pull a Lord of the Rings trilogy. Now you may say, oh, the title card. There was a title card for Luffy versus Kaido on the rooftop, and Luffy lost, and then Luffy has now come back as a god. So let's not, oh my god, title card. We know that Big Mom still has plenty of gas in the tank. But to be fair, to be very fair, right now, Big Mom, I think, is a hair under Kaido. Just a hair under Kaido when it comes to overall combat.
Bruh, it ain't the title cards, bro. It's the fact that Big Mom has yet to come back. At least when that happened with Luffy and they say he was defeated, he came back within 2 chapters. And he still was dead. It took plot armor to bring Luffy back. But he was still defeated. Because if it wasn't this grand devil fruit thing that they was doing, he wouldn't Oda would never have done that, because then it would have been like he would have had to die, because he ain't had no ace up the sleeve to pull to save Luffy out of death. So, you know what I mean? The title, yeah, it was a little disruption, but Big Mom has been down for, I don't know, probably over 10 chapters as of now. I don't. What chapter did Big Mom go down? Right? What chapter did she went? But she went down like the 30s, I think, like 1030 something. I don't remember. But like, come on, she's been down so long. Like, y'all act like she just springing back up. Like, come on, now she's down. She's literally been down for a while now. I mean, I don't know how long it's been in current time, because you know, like during a fight or whatever, One Piece time moves at a snail pace almost. So it could have been like, she could have been down for like 2-3 minutes. Like, and then maybe, okay, I could be wrong. But still, she's been down long enough to where it's like, you can't really compare her loss to Luffy's loss, because Luffy came back at least. She ain't came back. Matter of fact, if I remember correctly, she pretty much got defeated before Luffy was, you know, quote unquote defeated. Yeah, she got defeated before Luffy. And Luffy came back before her, and Kaido's still been fighting. Come on now. What's this guy talking about? Angel said Blackbeard may be stronger than Kaido when him and Luffy fight, but I expect Blackbeard and Luffy to be relative and not one of the them way stronger than the other. Yeah, I think he's kind of talking about like when Luffy does fight Blackbeard, that he would be stronger than Kaido at that point. Because the title of this video is, what if I told you Kaido is the weakest Yonko Luffy will, like he will ever fight. You know, so this is talking about like in the future. So when he does fight Kaido or Blackbeard, he will be stronger than Kaido, is what he's saying. You know what I'm saying? But in a way, I will say maybe he is right because because I kind of think Blackbeard is probably might possibly be the only other Yonko that Luffy fights. Like I don't know if he's gonna have a full on fight with Big Mom. Like that could be a fight, but then it could get interrupted or stopped. And then Shanks, I don't even think he's gonna fight. So it could literally just be Kaido and Blackbeard the only Yonko that Luffy fight. And if that's the case, then I actually do agree with this title. I actually agree with the title of the video. What if I told you Kaido is the weakest Yonko Luffy will ever fight? You know what I mean? But if he does fight Big Mom, I don't know. I don't think Kaido's gonna be the strongest or weakest. Angel said Blackbeard may be stronger than Kaido. Oh, you read that already. And then he says Big Mom ain't even knocked. She just fell off and Luffy the MC. LOL. Of course he came back the same chapter. Yeah, like come on, bro. You know what I mean? He was still defeated though. Like Kaido still left the fight because it was over at that point. Luffy came back for another fight. You know what I'm saying? It's like if I'm in the boxing fight and I knock you out for 10 seconds, you lost that fight. Just because you come back, you come back for a rematch, don't mean you ain't lost that fight. Let's continue.
Ability and power. That's right now. I think in the future, Big Mom will get stronger. That's the key thing here. I think that Big Mom now versus Big Mom in the next arc or the arc after that arc will be stronger 100%. And I think the main reason why is because of what happens in Wano Country. The events of Wano Country, let's assume that the raid doesn't fail, okay?
Okay, see, I actually find that as a reasonable argument. Like if him saying that Big Mom will get stronger for the next arc, and that's if, of course, Luffy and Big Mom do indeed have a real true fight. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't know for a fact that she's going to be the antagonist of Elbaf. You know what I mean? We don't know that for a fact. You know, like she might not even go. Like a lot of people expect her to go because her ties to Elbaf, and I kind of could see that. I'm not going to argue against that point, right? That's not what I'm saying. She can go there and it'd be a character arc, right? It could be like maybe she starts out as an enemy, but maybe she start learning some stuff about like she might regain her memory and find out like, look, Luffy ain't that bad. Because there a lot of people talked about Big Mom being redeemable or being redeemed. Because she's not necessarily a bad person, right? She has goals to help people. She want to unite people. She just goes about it messed up, right? So, if that's the case, and maybe she gets redeemed next chapter, or next arc. So maybe there's no reason for Luffy and her to have a real fight. I could see them clash though. And then also you gotta think about this. Luffy is also going to be stronger next arc. So, is that necessarily? Does that necessarily make her the weak? I don't know. But I'll give him that argument to a degree. But we don't know for certain if Big Mom is going to be any stronger next arc. It's kind of that's a speculation, which is fine if you believe it. For the sake of his theory, that's what he believes. So I guess, but we don't know if she's going to significantly get any stronger by next arc to really validate this. Stan says, not really, because Big Mom is an exception because she was born strong from childhood, because she is almost as old as Whitebeard, but she is still stronger than him during Marineford. Or hold on, I missed. Angel's Room said, Big Mom in her 70s, and from what we've seen One Piece, people in their 70s get weaker. All right, so you was reacting to him. Is Big Mom in her 70s? Yeah, I don't know how old Big Mom is. But yeah, I agree that she's stronger than Whitebeard and Marineford. But then you also gotta look at it like this. Whitebeard, that was like 2 years ago, right? So she probably got much stronger by then. So yeah, she's definitely stronger than Whitebeard and Marineford. But you know, Whitebeard was dying, so let's continue. Like that's really what nerfed Whitebeard. It really wasn't his age, even though I do believe the age did affect him. I don't believe Whitebeard was in his prime at that time. But you take the fact that he wasn't in his prime and then he was sick. Like he was old and he was sick. You know what I'm saying? Like if he was just old and not sick, I think he could have still been pretty effective at Marineford. You know, he might not be as strong as himself in the prime, but he would have still been pretty tough to beat. You know what I'm saying? It was more his sickness that really kind of hindered him during Marineford. But yeah, let's continue.
Let's assume that we actually do defeat Kaido, and let's say Kaido's actually killed here. Then I think Big Mom would be so motivated to actually start honing her skills, because at this point in time, she would earnestly take Luffy seriously, and she does have a strong bond with Kaido, given their time on the Rock Spire crew, and so on and so forth. Because we see here, in 1041, he's drunk, true, but he's also crying, thinking about the past and their oath, that kind of stuff. And even though Big Mom early in the arc was eyeing those poneglyphs like a fat man eyeing Twinkies, which I know, as a fat man, I know what it's like to eye a Twinkie. And how if you eye a Twinkie and someone's eyeing you eyeing a Twinkie, woo, that.
Why are you talking about Twinkies, man? I actually don't like Twinkies. Like I'm not a fan of Twinkies. But I, you know what I mean? I know how it is to be a fat boy. So, you know, like you put some cupcakes right there. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna eye them cupcakes, boy. Or like some donuts. Yo, I'm like, bro, hey, that's, bro, like, I think Katakuri is like my soul animal right there, man. He like my soul animal because I love donuts, bro. Like, bro, like I would just want to hang with Katakuri just for the donuts, bro. Like, come on now. And he be having the big donuts too. I'm like, bro, I'm trying to get a donut about this big, bro. Give me a donut about this big, and I'm in heaven, bro. Like, yo, come on, Katakuri, bro. We going to Krispy Kremes, baby. Well, I live in Austin, and we got this one donut spot. I don't know if anybody is from Austin, y'all watch this video. Y'all put it in the comments or y'all chat comments, whatever. You know, y'all tell me if y'all know about Round Rock Donuts, bro. They got some good ass donuts. Some of the best donuts I ever had, bro. They get some delicious ass glazed donuts. Like, you don't even have to get no chocolate on them or no sprinkles or cream filled, none of that. Just give me the glaze and whoo, I'm in bliss right there, boy. I had that fat boy moment right now, man. That fat boy moment. I had some donuts last week, and honestly, I ain't gonna hold y'all. Let's continue.
Yeah, that doesn't look good. But even still, she would care about Kaido enough to be so motivated and probably crying and devastated, she would actually acknowledge Luffy, genuinely so, as someone to be on their level. Because going into Wano Country, we saw shots of the Yonko, and no Yonko, except for like Shanks, accepted Luffy to be on that level, despite Morgan's words in the papers. Because who cares what a giant chicken has to say? He's ultimately a snack for some Sea King somewhere. However,
and what was I going to say? Something I wanted to say. Oh yeah, I also wanted to point out. Yeah, he says that Big Mom could get stronger, right? Like, because she takes Luffy serious. I think my one argument to that would be I don't think she will get stronger because she's getting old, right? She's not in her prime. It's not as easy to get stronger when you're kind of on your downside. Like when you're on like that your decline of your better years, you're not really gonna get stronger. So I don't know if I could, kind of like what you guys said in the chat about her being in her 70s, right? Like, I don't think she can get stronger, is what I'm saying. I don't think she can get stronger because she's kind of in her decline years. You know, she's past her better years. It's not easy to, it's like humans, like, you could be a weightlifter, but when you get older, you can still be in shape and you can still be in great shape, still lifting weights, but you're probably not going to be as strong. You know, you're not going to be able to lift as many, and it don't matter how motivated you are to get stronger. You're probably never going to be able to lift the same amount of weight that you was lifting when you was in your 20s and 30s, like by the time you're in your 80s or your 70s and stuff. You know, it's just not, it's not realistic, right? So I don't know if she's at a point where she could just increase her power, right? Like just get stronger. You know, I don't know if she can. You know, I get what he's saying, and it, you know, it's actually not a bad argument, but it's like I don't think she can get stronger. You know what I mean? Let's continue.
After Luffy beats Kaido, that changes the game entirely. So Big Mom now pulls up with a whole different class of energy in the future. And this idea is actually elevated to a whole new level if we do not get a Rocks Pirate flashback with Kaido now in Wano Country. Because if we don't have that Rocks Pirate stuff now with Kaido, then there's a good chance that we get it later on with Big Mom. I mean, Big Mom was the one that gave Kaido his devil fruit. So Big Mom could be the catalyst for Rocks Pirate flashbacks to understand more about Kaido and Big Mom's history in the past. I actually talked about this in a video I did recently about Kaido's awakening. So the idea is that Big Mom, once again, would get stronger with the intent of treating Luffy like a genuine equal and also avenging her longtime, quote, friend after his death/defeat. And then Oda, at this point in time, would finally remove Big Mom's restraints, okay? She was wearing Bui's armor from Yu Yu Hakusho, and now it's finally coming off. And Big Mom will be allowed to do certain things that she couldn't do before. So for example, obviously, the main example actually, Conqueror's Haki Infusion. Didn't use that not a single time against Law and Kid when they fought, even though she used it against Page of all people on the island. It's Page 1 who gets Mother Mode, and then Law and Kid get nothing when it comes to Conqueror's Haki Infusion. Not a single thing. No. That's ridiculous. Especially after Kaido big ups Haki in the...
Bro, that's a that's a badass shot though. I mean, he covering it now, but that shot with Big Mom with the her eyes glowing purple, bro, that's a clean ass shot right there. Hold on. I'm trying to get it. Oh man, that's a beautiful shot right there. That Big Mom looks so imposing right there. She look imposing as hell. Y'all, I low key like Big Mom's design, even though it looks kind of wacky. I think Oda be going hard with when it comes to making her look so like just scary because she, you know, it's kind of like a witch. You know, like when you see like a nice a witch, right? Like witches, for example. Like in movies, like sometimes they could come across as like these unopposing, weak little old ladies, but then when they go in their evil mode, they could be really scary, right? They could be really scary, and that's Big Mom right there. You know, like she, you know, her character design might look a little silly to some people, especially if you don't watch One Piece, right? But when she goes into her sadistic, violent modes, bruh, come on now, She probably one of the scariest looking people. I get why her ability works so much though. Cause just looking at her, bro, I'd poop myself honestly. And then she'd have to take my soul cause I ain't trying to deal with this old bag. We got Array Naku in the building. Shout out to Array. He says, what if Whitebeard, Young, and Marine Ford, because Whitebeard during Marineford, he was sick and old that time. If he only younger in Marineford, expected he can equal Admiral Trio, even Kaido, Big Mom, and Wano. I think you're trying to ask me if Whitebeard was younger, I guess how would he do in Marineford, and would he be equal to Kaido and Big Mom and all them and Wano? Oh well, a young Whitebeard probably would be scary. It'd be dangerous. Like young Whitebeard was probably definitely the world's strongest man. Like when like I know they still called him like after he was old, sick, and out of prime. They still called him the world's strongest man. But I think when he was younger, he definitely actually lived that title. Like I definitely believe he lived that title. I don't know for sure, but I'll bet that he definitely lived the title. He probably would have won. They probably would have won the Marineford if it was a younger him. He'd probably be stronger than Kaido in Big. I don't know if he'd be stronger. Maybe definitely on par with him. Maybe slightly stronger. I'll say that. I think he would probably be slightly stronger because even as an old dying man, he was still pretty strong. I would say I would guess that he was the weakest Yonko, but I would think like if he fought any of the other Yonko like 10 times, I think he could still win a couple fights. If like a best out of 10 against any other Yonko, or best out of let's say best out of 7. Best out of 7, kind of like the NBA playoffs. I think he would get maybe at least 1 to 2 victories over any other Yonko. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if he could sustain that level of like the high level of fighting like consistently. Like I think he could go into that he could go into his bag sometimes, but I don't think he can sustain it. And it's not something he can always do because of sickness and everything. But yeah, young Whitebeard be a beastly, man. Young Whitebeard would definitely be beastly. He would have done way better than in Marineford if he was younger. You know what I'm saying? Let's continue.
This apex skill doesn't. No? Okay, no. That's because Oda has had the armor on her to restrain her. Also, we did see in the latter half of the Whole Cake Island arc, Big Mom in a skinnier form. And Big Mom was quite agile, quite nimble. So imagine we have that Big Mom plus Conqueror's Haki infusion-based attacks on her Elbaf Spear, on her Konyak, and so on and so forth, plus maintaining her actual natural durability, plus Hera, who is over Zeus, because Hera does have better combos with Prometheus and Napoleon, because those two are...
That's a lot of ifs he giving. A lot of ifs. I'm going to just say that. It's a lot of ifs.
Are OnlyFans simps. Then Big Mom is coming out extraordinarily scary. Like you're in a Jason Voorhees movie and you know what's going on from the jump. No. That's the kind of energy Big Mom would come out with later on in the series, whether it's gonna be Elbaf or Whole Cake Island Part 2, whatever it's gonna be. At the end of the damn day, Luffy made a lot of promises to a lot of people about himself and Big Mom, and it's time to uphold said promises, because clearly Kid and Law couldn't get the job done. And clearly these nukes, if they ain't killing Pell, they're not killing Big Mom. It's that simple. So this would be a very nice second or third Yonko fight for Luffy, especially since Luffy has a lot to master when it comes to a Gear 5. And there is, very important here, there is no guarantee that Shanks and Luffy are going to have a drop-dead knockout life and death fight. And, like I mentioned before with Blackbeard, it tends to be the shonen trope of the further along you go in the series, the stronger the villains have to become. And One Piece in many ways is no exception to that rule. So even though Kaido has gone through a lot and had to fight against so many different people before even touching a hair on Luffy's head, but now in this hypothetical of mine, Big Mom would also get stronger because of the events in Wano country, and she has even more motivational reasons to take down Luffy, not just as some upstart brat, but as the person who took down an old friend and someone that she truly respected. And on a side note, this could lead to some very good character stuff for Big Mom in the future. So yes, Kaido is stronger now than Big Mom by hair, I'd argue. But in the future, what Taekwon said years ago about Big Mom being the strongest Yonko?
All right, so like what he said about Shanks later about like he don't know if it's gonna be a knockdown fight between him and Luffy. I don't think it's gonna be a fight, but I'm glad he kind of acknowledged that part, that if he does fight Shanks, it's not gonna be like a go all out type fight. So like, cause yeah, I don't think, even if they did somehow fight, I don't think it would be like a super epic extreme fight to where they're really trying to like hurt each other, where it's like a life or death type fight. Like I don't believe like Kaido, you know, like Kaido and Luffy are having a life or death type fight where they're trying to, well, at least Kaido's trying to kill Luffy. I don't know so much of Luffy trying to kill Kaido. But yeah, Angel's Room said, bro, nobody beating a hungry Big Mom. Fighting a hungry Big Mom is like not giving Kaido alcohol. I mean, a hungry Big Mom is definitely scary. Like, I don't know. She might be, it might literally be hungry Big Mom, Kaido, Shanks, Blackbeard, Big Mom. Like, Big Mom, you gotta put her two places because it's like two different people. When she's hungry, she's... Then you said, to me, that guy saying Big Mom is the strongest Yonko is more reasonable than some saying Shanks, but my opinion might change in the future. Yeah, I agree with that. I think that's more sensible because we at least we seen Big Mom. We seen her fight. You know, I still disagree with it, but we seen her fight. We haven't seen one. It makes more sense than saying Shanks because we at least seen what Big Mom could do. We haven't seen an iota of what Shanks could do. And I'm not, look, I get Oda might be saving Shanks. I get that. I get it. And I believe that. I believe Shanks is, bro, I believe Shanks going to be super impressive. Look, I don't want nobody getting what I'm saying as Shanks hate, because I don't hate Shanks. Shanks is like, because look, my favorite character is Mihawk, and we probably seen slightly more from Mihawk than we seen from Shanks. But again, I don't sit here and go around saying Mihawk's the strongest character in the verse. You know, I'm realistic. I understand. I would tell you that Mihawk is around Yonko level. You know, he might be at the low. He might be on the low end of Yonko, but I believe he's still in the up there, right? Shout out to Zengetsu Black 92 with the subscription. Shout out to Zengetsu Black 92. Hey man, that's what's up, man. I love to see that. I love to see that. But yeah, yeah, I believe Mihawk, just because, bro, like, you can't be rivals with somebody and not be in their league. You know what I'm saying? Like, he has to at least be in the league of Shanks. I'm not saying he's stronger than Shanks. Shanks probably got stronger to where he's ahead of Mihawk, but I don't think it's by that much. Like, I think they both been growing. Shanks might have had like a spurt to where he kind of like went ahead. Like, maybe it was kind of like Mihawk was ahead of him and then Shanks kind of caught up to him eventually and then eventually kind of passed him. But I don't think the gap is that big between Shanks and Mihawk. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sit here and say Shanks is the strongest or I'm not going to say Mihawk is the strongest in the verse because that's my favorite character. But, you know, I try to be realistic. You know, I try to be realistic of where I want to place him based on what we seen. You know, hey, I could be lowballing the hell out of Mihawk. We could learn that Mihawk could be like the strongest character. Like, he could literally, like, the whole time him and Shanks been fighting, it could have been Mihawk winning every single one of them. And Shanks lost his arm, and then it's like Mihawk like, bro, you lost the arm. Now, it really ain't going to be a challenge. I'm done. You know what I mean? But, Angel said, already told you, Bluff, my opinion on how Mihawk stronger than Shanks. In my eyes, Mihawk really called him a one-arm has-been. Look, man. Look, I don't want to say who's stronger until we really see. You know what I'm saying? But you got a point there. You do got a point there. You know, and that's why I said earlier. Like I was like, look, man. If we just throwing stuff like just saying stuff out our ass, then I could technically sit here and argue that Mihawk is stronger than Shanks by what the story has given us. If we're going to talk out our ass, but I don't know. I don't know for sure if Mihawk is like definitely stronger than Shanks. So I'm not going to like start that narrative. Like that's not a narrative I want to start though. You know what I mean? As far as the Blackbeard aspect, that's probably the one argument that I actually agree with King of Lightning on this, because I do believe that Blackbeard is being set up to be one of the final villains. Whether he is the final villain or the second final villain next to Eam, I do believe that Blackbeard is being set up to be top 2 biggest challenge for Luffy. You know what I'm saying? Top 2. If not the first, top 2. You know what I mean? Big Mom. I'm gonna talk about Big Mom in a second. Let me just address these chats. Angel said Mihawk left Marineford before Shanks even said his challenge. Shanks went there to challenge Mihawk, and Mihawk was like, nope, we're not about to do this right here, Shanks. Go away. I'm leaving. But yeah, and said he came here for Whitebeard and not Shanks. But yeah, as far as Big Mom, I feel as though this whole thing with Big Mom and Luffy has just been dragging on too much. I don't want to see another arc where Big Mom is another antagonist. You know what I'm saying? And I get that a lot of stuff been set up for her to be in Elbaf. I get that, you know, and I agree that we'll probably be getting her in Elbaf, but I could see her in a kind of different dynamic with Luffy than just being an antagonist. Like, I could see it starting that way. Like, it starts that way, but it doesn't stay that way. Like, maybe, you know, she has some, like, Pudding gives her memories, and then she's like, you know, because she remembers that she ate Mother Caramel and all the other orphans. So maybe Big Mom kind of has, like, a change of who she is, right? Like, maybe she's not so angry or whatever, you know, because she realized that she brings all her problems. You know what I mean? Maybe it cures her sickness. You know, maybe Chopper cures her sickness. Because when I think about it, right? When you think about it, Wano, like when Big Mom got to Wano, had her amnesia, I think that was Oda kind of putting in place some redemption for her, like some redeemable qualities. Because we learned she was actually pretty pleasant as while she had amnesia. She was pleasant. You know, she kind of made friends with Chopper, right? So maybe Chopper cures her of her illness, and then maybe she sees Luffy as an ally. We all know that Luffy, he changes people. He wins people over. And I don't think Big Mom has done anything to where she's like not redeemable, right? Like you look at Akainu, right? Akainu killed Ace. I could understand why people don't see him as redeemable. And Blackbeard is the reason why Ace was being executed in the first place. Like, if it wasn't for Blackbeard, Ace wouldn't have been in a position to be executed, right? So, Angel said, nah, there's clearly something in Elbaf keeping her out. Yeah, I mean, maybe she doesn't go to Elbaf. I don't know. I mean, a lot of people believe she's going to Elbaf, so I'm just going off of that speculation. You know what I mean? If we do indeed. And plus, you know, Luffy already said he's going to beat Big Mom. So it's almost like, you know, Luffy has to beat Big Mom at this point. Or in some way. Maybe not physically. You know, maybe he wins her over or something. I don't know. But, yeah, I could see some redemption happening I could see some redemption happening for Big Mom possibly. You know, but I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I just don't know if I want to see Big Mom get defeated again. Because this would technically be like her third defeat. You know what I mean? If she, the first defeat was when Luffy pretty much came in and succeeded with getting what he went and left unfazed. Even though that was more like a symbolic or moral victory. It wasn't like he actually physically beat her. And then she gets defeated by Kid and Law, which, to be fair, that was a 2-on-1 defeat. It ain't like she was defeated. You know what I mean? And then it's like, she might get a 1-on-1 versus Luffy. But even then, even if she gets a 1v1 against Luffy in Elbaf, I think Luffy's going to beat her fairly. Clean. And I would think he would need to, because he needs to beat a Yonko without help. Kaido, even if he beats Kaido now, and it still doesn't change the fact that before he even got to Kaido been fighting multiple people. And then when he got to Kaido, Kaido fought Luffy, Zoro, Kid, and Law. You know what I'm saying? Pretty much by itself for a while, and then Big Mom kind of got involved at times. But so I don't think if Luffy beats Kaido, or if Luffy fights Big Mom in Elbaf and beats her with no help at all, even if Big Mom gives him a very hard fight, like the very tough fight, I still can't even put it on par, because she's going in fresh. They're both going in fresh. They're both starting from ground one, right? They're starting from the same place, right? Whereas with Kaido and Luffy was much fresher than Kaido. I mean, Luffy did fight a lot of fodder, don't get me wrong, but he ain't fight nobody that really, give him any good fight, you know what I'm saying? Kaido, on the other hand, he had to fight all those scabbards, then he had to fight all the supernova, and it's like, and that was all leading up, and then he fought Yamato in Momonosuke after he defeated Luffy the first time. You know what I mean? And so not only has he beaten Luffy a bunch of times, it's going to take Luffy multiple tries just to beat Kaido, and that's after Kaido fought multiple people. And if it's all how he beats Big Mom, right? Like if he 1v1s Big Mom the whole time and never gets put down and beaten, and he beats Big Mom, that's not the same. That's not a harder fight than Kaido. Even if she gives him everything possible, like if it's a hard fought victory, it's still not even comparable. I would still say Kaido had it harder, or had a harder time to leading up to his defeat, Angel said if Big Mom used Future Sight, she wouldn't have been defeated. I mean, who says she didn't use Future Sight? I mean, I don't know, Fact is, she was defeated, though. If we being real. By the way, in my opinion, the Whole Cake Island was not a defeat for Big Mom. I mean, it kind of was. It wasn't a defeat in the sense like a physical defeat, but it was a defeat. It was a different kind of defeat. It was a symbolic defeat. You know what I mean? Because it made her look bad. As a Yonko, as one of the most powerful people to see, it made her look bad. That's kind of a defeat. Kaido versus Luffy was most definitely not a 1v1. No, it wasn't. They said, and in my eyes, Luffy hasn't even fought a full strength Kaido. Exactly, and that's all I'm saying, right? Like, if we do get a real fight with Big Mom and Luffy, even if she gets stronger, like Luffy is probably going to defeat her at that point. After Luffy defeats Kaido, he shouldn't be jumping anybody anymore. After Kaido, Luffy should not be jumping anybody no more. It shouldn't be no 3-on-1, 5-on-1, 2-on-1. Should be all 1v1s for Luffy, going forward at this point. And I believe when he fights Big Mom, that's going to be an all 1v1 fight, right? And I don't think he's going to lose any rounds either. I think it's going to be a straight fight until Big Mom is defeated. So I don't agree with King of Lightning on Big Mom getting stronger. How's she going to get stronger? How's she going to get stronger? She going to train? And Luffy's going to get stronger as well. Luffy's going to get stronger as well. And she's old, so she's probably not going to get any much stronger than she. You know, she probably hit her ceiling. You know. And he said, Angel said, and in my eyes, Luffy hasn't even fought a full. Yeah, you read that already. But yeah, y'all, I think that's pretty much going to be the stream. I enjoyed the stream, you know, even though I kind of don't like, you know, I don't mind King of Lightning videos. It's just anytime you're going to, anything that's going to be connected with Shanks, I just don't want to, I don't want to hear the Shanks wink. I'm sorry. Like, you know what I'm saying? And KOL is good at that. He loves Shanks, bro. He'll tell you he loves Shanks. Well, it's like, bro, I don't, you know what I mean? But outside of the Shanks stuff, the rest of the video, okay, you know what I mean. But I'm pretty sure it was good for y'all though. Y'all got to see me pretty much. Y'all got to see me pretty much get aggravated or whatever. Not aggravated, but like I was, you know, y'all see me get triggered, right? Y'all see me get triggered. So I'm pretty sure that was fun for y'all watching me get triggered like that while he talk about while he wink off Shanks. So it's like for stream content, hey, it was definitely great. But yeah, I was definitely a little triggered though. So but anyway, y'all, good stream. We will be streaming tomorrow. I got a video lined up. I want to say it is from, who's it from? Marshall D. Preach. Yeah, we doing another Marshall D. Preach video, y'all. We definitely doing another Marshall D. Preach one. Shout out to Marshall D. Preach. And yeah, anyway, y'all, what was I gonna say? Make sure y'all hit that like button if y'all already didn't. You know, hey, Angel. I got a task for you, a new responsibility for you, Angel. If you still in the chat, I got a new response. Your responsibility is every once in a while throughout the chat, I need you to say, get them likes up. You know what I'm saying? Because I think Cryptic D Athena usually say that. I think her and somebody else says that as well. I can't think of who it is, but yeah. I want to say it's either like One Life Man, or I can't remember who said it. But yeah, y'all gotta get them likes up. But yeah, anyway, y'all, follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also, if you're looking for a One Piece community to be a part of, we have the Discord, and we also have the Facebook group. All of these will be linked in the description, as well as the video we just reacted to from King of Lightning. So y'all make sure y'all go to his channel and give him a like. Matter of fact, let me make sure I like the video as well. If y'all want to send me videos, again, the Discord is the best place. We have a submission channel, and you know, I'll definitely, you know, prioritize your video if you submit it through the Discord. Anyway, y'all, it's your boy Sean P, the Bluff God, and I am out of here. Y'all have a good night. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.